Hi everyone, welcome to the new video. It's been a long time since the last thing I've uploaded here. Well, to be exact, 5 years. 5 years have passed from the last video, so I'm really glad that you're here. A lot of things have changed in the meantime. Maybe the biggest one is that this video will be in English. Ali možeš uključiti hrvatske titlove pa klikni dolje u ćošku, s ove strane. And I will be filming from Amsterdam. That's the place where I live at the moment. I call this series Keep Moving. If you know me so far, then you know it's not about exercising. There will be no running, there will be no exercise. It's about moving to a new place, moving to a new country or moving to a new continent, giving you insights for people who moved and maybe motivating you to do the same. I will tell you more about my personal story moving to the Netherlands, but I will also find interesting people who will share their own personal stories.
Hi everyone, my name is Rabie, tuning in from Ottawa. I will call myself an expat, but since I still have this Slavic accent, I guess I'm just an immigrant.
Hola, mi nombre es Omar. I am 35 years old and I was born in Mexico City with other 22 million people. I got married in 2018 in Mexico City, a very progressive city, contrary to what you might think, with Alexis, my husband. Before moving to the UK, he has a French passport and I needed the papers. We lived in Manchester for 1.5 years before coming here to Amsterdam, where we've been living for almost 5 years, discovering this amazing city, meeting people from all over the world and creating connections with amazing friends like Boya. So do not miss what is coming up.
And oh yes, of course, make fun of the stupid videos people share about Amsterdam, telling that everyone is stoned here, which is not true. Example number 1. Well, not stoned at the moment, but maybe later. So click subscribe and share it with your friends, because at the moment of filming of this video I had 999 subscribers and it's really annoying, so if at least we reach 1,000 I will call it a success. The most interesting thing that you've missed from my life in the past 5 years is probably my trip to New Zealand. It happened at the end of 2019 and shortly after a lockdown where I had to live in my van for 5 months, waiting for any flight to resume back to Europe.
Budim se I prestaje jedan divan san. Pa kaže.
But let's start from the beginning, about New Zealand. Getting a working visa, well, working holiday visa that I had is actually not that hard, even for me as a Croatian citizen. Basically, you just apply on their website, there is a quota. If you're within the quota and if everything is okay, when they do a background check on you, you get a visa and you can stay there for a year. We have saved some money because you need to travel and also because I was scared what's happening there and how is the economy, but I was able to find a pretty well-paid job in less than a month. Please keep in mind, they're crazy. So in December, they're taking a lot of holidays because for them, Christmas and New Year is actually the peak of summer vacation. So no one will give a job to anyone in that like mid-December to mid-January because they're all on vacation. To be precise, they are camping and they usually celebrate New Year's Eve on the beach. My first job was selling internet and power door-to-door to Kiwis. That's how they call New Zealanders, Kiwis, by the bird, not by the fruit. Actually, the fruit got the name by the bird and people got name by the bird also, but then we all know the fruit. So when you refer to Kiwis, it's people. When you refer to a fruit, you need to say kiwi fruit. Because if you say, I ate a tasty kiwi, it means something else. So the first 3 months we spent in Auckland. That's not the capital, but it is the biggest city and most of international flights are the cheapest to actually come to Auckland. The neighborhood where we lived was really nice, as you can see. So it's more like this European, French, England vibe, and it was super nice. This was the moment when we were converting the money to Croatian kuna to realize that coffee in New Zealand was actually cheaper than in Zagreb, the capital of Croatia. But then soon after, everything with COVID started to happen. The weird part was how everyone was super chilled about this COVID because we already knew the stories from Europe. The flights were cancelled from Asia to Europe. People were start disinfecting all the stuff they brought from the supermarkets. But no, in New Zealand everything was fine. The public transport was going pretty normally. Everyone was working normally. And then I also personally started to panic because I didn't know what's happening. So we quit our jobs. We packed our stuff. We canceled the room, packed our stuff in a van, and then we went camping in the woods just to be as far away from people as we can. And we did that for exactly 2 days, and then after that the national emergency happened, and they announced the lockdown, which means that in the place where we sleep tonight, we need to sleep for the next, I don't know, something ridiculous, 3 months.
A mi smo još uvijek ovdje.
We managed to find a job in primary industries in the kiwi fruit pack house, so we were allowed to travel for job. But the next 4 months we spent in our van on a parking lot in the city. Well, city is a bit big word for Te Puke. The good thing is it wasn't still cold yet, and we were not the only ones there. Guys, it's a video blog for my mom. Let's all act like we're having great fun here. So this part of the video is super cute because this is the box where New Zealanders, the local people, were actually leaving stuff in the box for us because we were stranded in a foreign country. You know, to be honest, at this point of COVID and how much we knew about it and what was happening, I was completely fine and actually really happy to be in New Zealand for a complete lockdown and not somewhere else. Ovo su fidžajole.
Fidžajoli.
To je nešto između jabuke i žvakače. And this is how our life looked for a few months. First, I was having a shower next to the barbecue. Yeah, because showers at the beach were also not allowed. You're not allowed to travel. And then later we got these luxury gas-heated showers. Looks amazing, right? This was our van, and this was actually our kitchen. So portable gas cooker for macaroni. The lid was another pan that you were using for frying later. This was a small fridge, and this was the pantry. I mean, the good thing is that the supermarket was very close, so we could always buy some stuff every day. And when you don't have enough space in your kitchen, you put stuff, well, on the floor. This is the whole process of making food for work. I have to admit that although I filmed this and I put a lot of effort, this was actually not the most tasteful lunch I ever had in my life. Especially not these frozen dumplings, I guess. And now a few amazing, groundbreaking shots from the kiwi fruit pack house. We were grading the fruit and putting them in the boxes. And I'm actually happy that we were smart enough to take the evening shifts. So in the morning we enjoy the sun and daylight, and in the evening and night we have been working. I will never, ever, ever in my life eat a kiwi fruit in Europe. Because this, how ripe, ready kiwi fruit, freshly picked, taste in New Zealand, that's crazy. So that's really crazy. And this is a golden variant of the kiwi fruit they actually eat there. How did we cut our hair? Well, we were lucky enough that we had a German girl with us in the parking lot who was a professional hairdresser. Svenja was amazing. She did so many haircuts, so many lockdown haircuts, so we all looked really fresh. Hair salon Svenja parking lot.
Yeah.
And this is a part of the video where we're showing how we were cooking during the rainy days. Well, like this, safe from the rain and from the wind. And in the end, was it all worth it? I would definitely say yes, and for the experience, of course. And I feel when I talk to people later when we got back to Europe, I think we have less COVID traumas because we weren't locked in an apartment where you can only go out to exercise in your own block in the neighborhood, but we were actually locked in the middle of the nature. So actually, really, it felt like camping the whole time.
I onda nam je došla jedna žena i donijela nam je veliki šator. Ovo je onak za festivale. I sad smo svi lijepo ispod.
Dobar dan.
I sad smo svi lijepo ispod i uživamo.
It was just a bit boring. Well, no, it was just a lot boring from time to time. But also when working the whole period, it was also less boring, kind of. And we were going to the factory and back, not working from home. So I think that also helped a lot to feel less locked. And this is it from this video, but I will prepare you more videos from my life in Amsterdam. In the meantime, check one of the most beautiful roads in New Zealand. It's the road that leads to Milford Sound, to the fjords. So you go through the tunnel and then you go around this amazing wavy road. And if you need a relaxing time lapse, then that's it. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.